Hello and welcome everybody to 2003, where we get the Hemi head. It's not really a Hemi. It's not a car, everybody said. Hemispherical piston heads, are you kidding me? It's a Powersphere head. So we get the Mac Daddy here with this big power spherical little indentation thing at the sole. It looks like they want you to put a ball there and tee it up for T-ball. But that's not how it works. This isn't an addle-addle, it's a driver. So this is an interesting time in golf's history, okay? Because this is when clubheads started pushing the max. It's like, how big can we make these things? And the regulating agencies came, parachuting in behind the scene, behind enemy lines. You can't go past 460. And golf club manufacturers, at the time, if you remember the mid-2000s, they were like, no, we're going to 500, 600, 750, whatever. They just make them as big as they could. And illegal clubs. But this was under that 460 limit, and it is, to my understanding, it was at the time legal for play. So it's an interesting club in an interesting time, an interesting transitional era in golf. And to me, that's one of the most fascinating parts of golf, is kind of the mid-90s to mid-2000s, where we went from that transition from our metalwood. So really interesting technology. Is it technology? What is this? So we're going to take it on the review table and have a Powersphere look at it. Before we dive into it, this is a 421cc driver, okay? So 421 cubic centimeters. Now, I just want to show you how golf balls fit in this. It was almost like it was made for it. Isn't that weird? We need to put a head cover on over it to lock it down in there. So an interesting unique design, something that we haven't seen since. So on the sole, etched in titanium, it says Mac. They just didn't have room for Daddy here, just Mac. By Burrows, plural, Burrows Golf. Here's the loft right here. You can see this one's 10.5. Powersphere. There's the big A right here. Power. Is that an R? Maybe that's an R. Powersphere. There's a weight right here. It says 400 on it. 400 gram, no idea, but it looks like it's on the heel for whatever reason. Interesting. And then there's this huge vortex of this hemispherical, huge old massive cavity right here. So interesting design. We have some flourish here with these lines. Let's look at the hosel right here. It looks like there's a serial number right here. Plain black ferrule. We're going to spin around the skirt, just gray. I almost said the usual Callaway gray, and then I realized this is not made by Callaway. Hot face. Is it legal? I thought this was legal, but I might be mistaken. Either way, you can see the grooves surrounding the sweet spot right here of the driver, at least what looks like the sweet spot. Something about this is I noticed that the crown looks very flat compared to the skirt and sole down here, which is very curved, which is an interesting design. Not sure how much I like that, but it's an interesting design nonetheless. I really love the titanium face, the texture, that linear finish, that brushed finish on the face. Sorry, I'm just staring at it. And then we have this acoustic audiologist. This is a speaker symbol, isn't it? Is that a speaker? Is that a ground or a speaker? I'm not really sure. But either way, it's an interesting, different design. So pretty cool. Very clean presentation here on the crown. As we move up, like I said, black ferrule, we have this blue, grapholoid blue. Is the flex on here? What does it say? Oh, our regular flex shaft. You can see I put the year right here. This is a McGregor grip. I'm pretty sure this is aftermarket. Someone threw on a McGregor grip. Is this? No idea. Burrows Golf, not McGregor, so last thing we need to do is get this out on the range and see how it feels. This is loud. Not like banjo on your front doorstep loud or bagpipes in a field loud. This is like lumberjacks with their running chainsaws stopping all work. Turner! Earl! I done heard tenable ideology such as that of Burrows Golf Mac Powersphere. Like that kind of loud, right? I mean, the lumberjacks down the road. Your ball's going to carry far, but the sound is going to carry further. Okay, this is a banjo on a stick with focused energy just in the form of sound waves. If they could convert that sound into like distance, this would have been like illegal. Hot face, it says right here, hot face. Everybody can relate, right? Everybody, all my viewers, I'm sure, can relate to having a hot face. The other nice thing about this is it has a spot for your ball. So after you putt out on the green, you know, you have your golf ball. You don't have to pocket it or put it in your cup holder because cup holders are not made for golf balls. They're made for cups, right? Or drinks. So you just put it in your driver. And then when you drive your cart off down, ow, that hit me right in the shins. When you bumble off to your next hole, you know, you have your golf ball embedded in your shin. Or maybe you should put your do you put your club head, do you put your driver head cover, take it off, put your ball in there, and then put your head. It's just easier just to pocket it, isn't it? Whatever. Either way, it's there for whatever reason. It happens to be roughly the same size as a golf ball. Now, me and my opinion. Before we get to my opinion, if you've owned this golf club for more than 10 years, 17 years, 10 years, whatever, let us know what you think of this. If you play this, let us know what you think of this in the comments below. I have no memories with this club. I remember the club when it came out. It was just so weird. I'm like, what is that? I want to put a golf. You just have to put a golf ball in there. But after that, it was just kind of like forgotten. So for me, just kind of a novelty. All right. So in my opinion, I don't invest in clubs. This is something that I'm more interested in collecting. Do I want to take it to the range? Occasionally. Do I want to put it in my bag and make a mid-2000s set with this driver? No, not really. Again, in my opinion. And the novelty of it is pretty shallow. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it. You know, Nike had years of making clubs, some very interesting clubs. Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy and interesting names associated with Nike. And Burrows Golf Mac Powersphere, it kind of just, this is a one-hit wonder. No pun in, there's a pun in there somewhere. Either way. So for me, kind of a collectible oddity, a novelty, something fun. But as far as like something, yes, not so much, in my opinion. Now, there'll be people out there who have fond memories with this club and it will mean something to them. And I respect that, okay? So absolutely. And there are other people who just will love this club. Let's face it. It's in your face, different, and it will stand out. So, pretty cool club. Not something you're probably ever going to see again here on this channel. The Mac by Burrows Golf Powersphere. Powersphere. As usual, if you want to support the channel, you can visit me on Patreon. I put some behind-the-scenes things up on Patreon, not very often. It's more of just general support. I really appreciate my patrons. You can also visit my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I have a golf segment with some interesting golf equipment on that Amazon shop. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe.